The Dukes deferred. The Bison, the home team, will touch it first. Kurt Cignetti, third season, 60-year-old native of Pittsburgh, trying to win a football championship subdivision from his football family. And Matt Ince, who grew up in Iowa, 31st head coach of the Bison, 49 years of age, and he's trying to win his second FCS title. Winner goes to Frisco, and we are underway. This is Nelson, back up the middle of the field, and he is met and stopped at the 25.
You know, both teams were real chippy in the beginning, even trying to warm up. A couple of times they, got in each other's faces. This is what you want. This is a clash of the Titans.
And here is Cam Miller, 20th career game, 9th career start for the Bison of North Dakota State. And again, an offense 19th in FCS, 433 yards. And right away, 11 personnel for you, Barrett.
You got those tight ends and fullbacks in there. You love
22 actually. And the give is Williams on the right side. Tamarick Williams is the transfer from SMU. Cignetti, the tackle for James Madison after just a brief game.
Slow but steady, get those offensive lines pulling out that. We call that bob. When you pull both guards from the outside, just run it inside, being the hat on the hat. This is physical football. This is big boy football right here.
Quick change here at center now for North Dakota State tonight. They're going to start Brandon Westberg. Jalen Sundell injured last week against East Tennessee State. There's Mike Green, FCS All-America choice this week. He'll play a big role in how that run game is orchestrated. Throw here to the near side, and Nelson an early catch, tackled short of the first down in the secondary. Making the play, Cignetti again for James Madison.
As you see, North Dakota State wants to make sure they keep them off balance, throwing in 12 personnel, one running back, 2 tight ends, just to show this defense a little more than just pounding the rock like they usually want to do.
So the first third down of the ball game is a 3rd down and 2. The Bison, 5th in FCS in 3rd down conversion. Lipke, the fullback, he'll take the toss and crash for the first down. So they put it in the hands of Hunter Lipke, the 236-pound junior, for the first down conversion.
We talk about neck roll football. That's simply power play. Watch this. They deuce block in the front side, pull the backside guard around, and just run up in there. That's nothing but just big boy football, trying to impose your will as an offensive line, a veteran offensive line, going against this defense.
Williams is the single back on 1st and 10. Play fake. Miller looking to throw, dances left, and he will dive toward the 40-yard line. They might measure the 41. Jackson, the linebacker, shoved him out of bounds for James Madison. And this is a young man who has alternated starts throughout the campaign, making the play for Matt Ince.
Their defense is starting. They're going out and they're running a contrasting defense. They're covering the guard, center, and guard on this play. We call that a bear front. That way everybody has to block man on man and see who can get up the field to stop the run play.
Bison looked like they wanted to throw the ball there, Barrett. Did not, so 2nd down. And Williams hit by Green in the backfield, but still pushes forward for a couple of yards. Bryce Carter, the defensive end, senior for James Madison, on the stop.
This is what this defense wants to do. They want to get up the field and create penetration. Penetration kills all run plays. And Green has that jump, that little something getting up the field, and he creates his own line of scrimmage behind where they're trying to stop running the ball. That's where they can get an edge on this defense, on this offense, by creating a new line of scrimmage up the field and get those running back going sideways as opposed to going vertical into the line of scrimmage.
Here's Quincy Patterson, the other quarterback this year for Coach Ince and the Bison. And Phoenix Sproles, bottom of the screen in the slot for North Dakota State. And they will hand inside, and the big fullback, Lipke, barrels toward midfield for another first down for North Dakota State.
I talked to, when we talked to Coach Rule, he wanted to talk about big boy football. That's exactly what it is. Just give it to your fullback on that play and just have him going north and south as opposed to going sideways. That's what you want as an offensive lineman, get those guys running in back of you, and they can oppose the wheel, pushing that defensive line around. This is what North Dakota State wants to do every single play.
Matt Ent's got to be pleased. His team's toward midfield. Couple of conversions, now a first down from North Dakota State's 49. Pressure coming. Miller got to elude it. Cannot. Green the sack. Pulls down Miller back at the 45-yard line. That is Mike Green. Another All-America registering his 5th sack of the year.
Yeah, the All-American gets the offensive guard moving, makes him move his feet, and is able to get outside on this play. That's where he can do the most. When he can pass rush on the outside, get up the field, he's a much better athlete than those guards that he's going against up front.
North Dakota State plays without their talented wide receiver Christian Watson again tonight. So you see Zach Mathis at 6'6", plugged in to the top of your screen at one of the wide receiver spots. And this is Johnson trying to slip away left side, and the Dukes rally. Green hit him first, and then Diamante Tucker Dorsey, the linebacker who leads them in tackles with 106 coming in, finally got him to the turf for now 3rd and very long, Barrett.
The Dukes defense is penetrating, getting up the field, pass rushing, and they're making North Dakota State, do things uncharacteristic, and that's throwing the ball as opposed to running the ball. They cannot stop the penetration of that defensive line, which is making it hard to run the ball with those running backs.
Williams in the backfield. 8 plays in, 7 runs, 1 pass attempt. Miller with 3 men rushing. Shoots it across the middle, and it's off the hands of Nelson, the intended receiver.
That was a great pass play by Miller. They should have completed the pass play, but it just goes to show they're making him move his feet. That defensive line is starting to win, and they're creating a pass lane, keeping him in the passing lane, making sure he's not running around, but he's got to make that pass, and he's got to make that completion.
Raja Nelson had 11 catches coming in. He'll certainly be playing a bigger role tonight with Watson unable to go.
Hit him in the hands.
Punt is away. Sroba inside the 10 at the 5. And he'll get back to the 11 before the Bison cover it. 49-yard punt. Just a slight return of about 5 yards. We're underway in Fargo. No score. Dukes have it when we come back.
Welcome back to the Fargo Dome, and there is no doubt that the national championship runs right through here. For North Dakota State, they had a record of 30-0 in the FCS in the postseason, and that was upended by JMU back in 2016. So this perhaps a little bit of a revenge game. On the other side of it, JMU calling this the final run as the Dukes prepare for their transition to the FBS. This is their last shot at a national championship, and after the way things ended last year in the semifinals, they are hungry for a trip back to Frisco. And guys, this is the final chapter of a special rivalry in FCS college football.
Boy, you are not kidding. And Latrell Palmer gets the first down carry and runs right in to the teeth of that Bison defense.
Yeah,
Kaiser the tackle, Barrett.
They're definitely going to have to establish the run against this Bison defense. They really have the athletes on the outside. If they can run the ball and maybe push a safety into the box, they can definitely take advantage of with the weapons on the outside.
The dangerous Antoine Wells, top of the screen. Look at this, 5 wide on 2nd down. Johnson out into the flat. Thornton, one of the dangerous combinations that Kurt Cignetti has at his offering the catch, and out of bounds just beyond the 15. 3rd down coming up in about 5. Dawson Weber shoved him out of bounds. We had a lot of pregame, confrontations, if you will. And one of them was Dawson Weber and Chris Thornton, who just made the catch there.
Yeah, those guys got a little chippy even before warm-ups. You got to stay on your side of the 50. JMU definitely wanted to make sure that they stayed on their side.
Crowd roaring here at the Fargo Dome. Out in the flat, Van Horst cannot break away, and that time Jasir Cox, the tackle in space. 3 and out go the Dukes, Barrett.
It's imperative both teams have success on 1st and 2nd down, whether it's running the ball or passing the ball. They're trying to get the ball out in space, maybe to try to get a little advantage with their great wide receivers and running backs on the outside. But, hey, North Dakota State's defense steps up and stops them and makes them 3 and out.
Jaden Price, who's 6th in FCS in punt return average at 13.5. Waits on the kick. And Bryce will signal for and make the fair catch right around the 40-yard line. 43-yard punt, timeout in Fargo, scoreless. First quarter continues. All right, scoreless game. North Dakota State gets ready for their second possession. Lauren, no Christian Watson tonight, though, for the Bison.
Yeah, Christian Watson was a game-time decision. He did come out and warm up. I kept eyes on him. He looked like he was in good shape, good to go. He wasn't limping around with the hamstring that he's been dealing with, but he ran out of the tunnel here in jeans and a T-shirt, and he's cheering from the sidelines now. So no Christian Watson tonight. He's a big playmaker, big threat for them, a defensive nightmare. It's unfortunate he can't go.
He has yet to play in these FCS playoff contests for Matt Ince. Play fake to Merrick Williams. Here's Miller on a rollout, shoots it down the field. Catch made, Phoenix Sproles, nephew of the former Pro Bowler Darren Sproles, and he stretches for a first down to the midfield line.
Well, why not? You know, that's how you get the defense to stop rushing so hard or trying to stop the run. You run boot protection. Here he boots out, and he's able to get the ball out to Sproles, one of his weapons. You know, one of the quicker guys on the outside. That way you get a completion, get the quarterback playing safe football, and getting out to one of your weapons also.
Great effort here by Sproles, huh, Barrett?
Great effort. You know, I mean, looks just like his uncle.
Well, if he's that cat, he's going to play a while.
Yes, sir.
1st and 10, and a quick hitter. That's to Merrick Williams, 5 yards on first down. Azanama, the linebacker. Boy, we got to see young Kelvin Azanama warm up before the game. 5'11", 223, and don't let that fool you.
No, sir. We're talking about a great athlete, runs well in space. This is why Green is such a key person in this defense. He keeps the offensive line off him, and he can go out and run and make plays in this defense if you can keep that offensive line off of him.
So 2nd down and 5 for the Bison on their second possession. Miller dipping into a gun here. Madison bringing pressure, quick shot against Sproles, the catch, and he'll work his way upfield, shoved out of bounds by Greg Ross. The corner transfer from North Carolina, who's got 4 interceptions to lead the Dukes on the year, but boy, Sproles has made a couple of big plays here in this drive.
Yeah, you know, they want to get the ball out to Sproles because he's a quick guy. This is how you open up the run game. Sometimes you have to pass to open up the run. Usually, North Dakota State wants to make sure that they establish the run. Well, now they're establishing the pass so they can open up the run.
Second leading receiver on the year coming in behind Watson with Sproles, and he's got 2 big catches here and another first down. Quick throw on the perimeter. Catch made Braylon Henderson. First time Henderson's touched it tonight. 15th catch on the year. Wayne Davis from the secondary, the stop for Madison.
Offensive coordinator Tyler Rule is opening up the offense. He's getting those guys outside of the box. And once you get those linebackers out of the box, you get them one-on-one with wide receivers. It puts them in an awkward position because they can't cover the way a safety or a cornerback could cover. When you have a linebacker out there, it's easier for the quarterback to complete the pass.
Giancarlo Volpentesta is in motion. Caught his first pass of the year last week in the victory against East Tennessee State. Miller, backside throw, catch, Lipke, and scores!
That's how you work the offense. You throw so many personnel packages on them that it makes the defense, puts them in an awkward position. If you look at the fullback got out of sorts simply because the defense didn't know where he was going to be at and where he was going to. The personnel package allowed that play to happen.
32-yard score. Reinhold's point is good. So in this key FCS semifinal tonight at the Fargo Dome, it's the host Bison that go on the board first. And it's the fullback, big Hunter Lipke from Spencer, Wisconsin, who stakes NDSU to the lead. And yeah, the formation looked familiar. Maybe it was just the play called that didn't look familiar.
You know, it's the different personnel package. They've thrown like 6 personnel packages at them, but look how many guys they have in the game that's on the line of scrimmage. That's 8 guys on the line of scrimmage. Now, 51, the linebacker, he's supposed to be responsible for the fullback on that play, Lipke. But he gets lost. He doesn't get to him and allows him to get out on a little wheel route, and Lipke just takes it to the house. You know, and then you look at the safeties. They made some business decisions and didn't want to hit him. He's a big target now, but they didn't want any of that fire from him coming downhill.
Hunter Lipke's 7th catch of the year is his 2nd touchdown. North Dakota State the lead. Malinagi, the return of the kick, tackled at the 21. So now, if you believe in first score principles, all of a sudden for James Madison and Curtin Cignetti, Cole Johnson, a veteran quarterback, 4th in the Walter Payton Award voting. Now you got to lean on the guy that's had a spectacular season. 4th in completion percentage, 5th in yardage, 4th in touchdown passes among FCS players.
Yeah, but that touchdown really lighted up and ignited the crowd. Can he hear? Now that offensive line's going to have some trouble hearing the snap count.
Latrell Palmer, the running back, working with Johnson. He'll get the call on first down. Big fella tries to bounce it out. And a rally to the football because from the secondary, Dawson Weber with Costner Ching blowing things up inside. Yeah, there's a look at Ching, by the way, out of Castlewood, South Dakota.
Saw him warming up, man. He's a horse out there. They asked that defensive line not to necessarily get up the field and create penetration. They asked them to two-gap and keep them linebackers free, and those linebackers can make some plays. They run pretty good.
Johnson the snap. Going to take a shot, backside catch, and that's Wells' first grab of the ball game. Took a shot from Eubanks, the corner. But you see Antoine Wells Jr. in the full package there from one of the best wide receivers in FCS.
Yeah, they want to get the ball in his hands. You know, he's a weapon, 1,000-yard receiver. He gets out there one-on-one against the DB. You have to respect his speed, so you saw the cornerback bailing out fast.
In the process, sets the single-season receiving yards record. That's 1,208 now on Wells' first catch tonight. And in trouble, Johnson will be sacked.
Johnson has to feel that internal clock. This is a pretty good defensive line. They may spin around, running around, trying to keep him in the pocket. He has to feel the internal clock. He can't hold the ball that long and think that he can have protection. Those guys up front are trying to get to him. He has to feel that and get the ball out a lot faster.
Tony Pierce the sack. 2nd and 14 now for the Dukes of JMU. Johnson took his eye off of it, ball loose, and I think James Madison has recovered it at the 21 with Latrell Palmer.
That's that Bison crowd. The crowd is making an immediate effect. It's almost like they smell blood in the water. You know, if you look at that, they snapped the ball because they couldn't hear. The offensive line couldn't hear. Prematurely snapped it, and that's what happens.
Kurt Cignetti told us this week they were going to go on the clap. Cole Johnson didn't clap. Ball got snapped. They're turning it up in the house now. Palmer trying to find a lane, cuts to the edge. Latrell Palmer, a strong run, but not enough for the first down. Got a little bit back, but not nearly enough to keep the drive alive.
Wes, you're absolutely right. They are taught, the offensive line is taught to listen to the clap. Well, if you look at it, Johnson did not clap on that play. So when he snapped it and heard something else, but it was not a snap from the quarterback, which allowed them then to snap it over his head, and he wasn't ready for it.
5 plays on the drive, and now the punt. Harry O'Kelly is from Queensland in Australia. Jaden Price waits, and he will offer a fair catch again inside the 30. So it's 7-0 North Dakota State, and the Bison defense really causing a problem here in this early stage. And from Matt Entz, of course, he knows the value of this series. Go all the way back, first meeting 2011, December 3rd. James Madison went the trick plays early in the ball game, but NDSU answered. This is DJ McNorton, 60 yards, giving the Bison the 26-14 win. And you know something else, Barrett? A lot of these games in the 4 previous meetings come down to defensive stops at the end. That one did, their very first meeting ever inside the Fargo Dome. Here's Miller going to offer up another ball down the field and a leaping catch by DJ Hart. What a grab by Hart at the 46.
You look at this defense right now is so confused with all these personnel packages that they have in the game that they're losing sight of receivers. On that play, they just ran a simple crossing route on that play, and he's wide open.
Second catch of the year for DJ Hart, who's from the Atlanta area and playing his ball in Fargo, North Dakota. First and 10, back on the ground it goes to Williams. Boy, he got hit right at the line by Tony Thurston, the big nose tackle, and he got maybe a yard on the play.
Well, that's where the strength of this defense lies, up front. Mike Green and Thurston, the more penetration they get up front by playing against the guards, and that's where they can get a lot of the penetration from. Those two tackles on the outside, they're going to do their job. They'll probably play on Sundays. They're really good players. But those two guards in the inside are young, and it's a new center right now. So it's kind of in the situation where they really need to protect this young center in this game.
See the tight end Babbage, bottom of the screen here. Miller wants to throw it again. He's going to run with it, and he'll be hit. Azanama, the linebacker, stops him. It's going to be third, about a half dozen here.
I think Miller pulled it down too early. He should have waited. He didn't have any pressure on him. That's a really good job by the offensive line, allowing him to sit back, but he just made a decision to just go on it. I think he should have waited a little while and let those routes develop down the field a little better.
Here comes Quincy Patterson into the ball game.
Big quarterback.
Miller goes to the boundary at the top of the screen. And here is Quincy Patterson, the Virginia Tech transfer, with Lipke in the backfield. And Patterson's going to keep it. And Quincy Patterson drives it inside the 35. And a big first down for NDSU before Sam Kidd gets him on the turf.
That's just inside zone with a quarterback that's 6'3", 250 pounds. That's just a good play call by offensive coordinator Tyler Roll. Roll can run that.
Quarter in the books at the Fargo Dome tonight, and the home team first to the scoreboard. Well, Friday night in the Fargo Dome and the FCS semifinal here tonight with North Dakota State and James Madison. We welcome you back. The Bison lead the Dukes 7-0. Kurt Cignetti's team kind of going to the drawing board a little bit. Great to be with the Super Bowl champ Barrett Brooks, Wes Durham, Lawrence Sisler with us as well. Bison have controlled momentum here.
Yes, they have, but they're doing it in an unconventional way for them. They're passing the ball to open up the run play for them, and if you look at what they're doing, they're imposing their will by passing the ball. That's not what they do. Coach Rule wants to put in 13 personnel, 12 personnel, that's one running back, 2 tight ends, or maybe 4 tight ends, and control the line of scrimmage. Well, they're passing the ball, getting weapons on the outside going.
Well, the winner of this game goes to the FCS National Championship game in Frisco, Texas. It's been high stakes several times before in the 4 previous meetings. Tonight is really no exception at all. And Cam Miller, by the way, the quarterback for the Bison, is off to an excellent start. The touchdown pass to Hunter Lipke, and of course, you know, tomorrow, 2 o'clock Eastern time here on ESPN2, Taylor Zarzer, Matt Stinchcomb, Melissa Lang will come to you from Bozeman, Montana, where the Bobcats of Montana State welcome the Jacks of South Dakota State, an unseeded team that's worked their way to the semifinals. And Tamarick Williams opens the second quarter, picking up a couple of yards. And North Dakota State on their last drive, Barrett.
Pretty you look at it, you know, they run a boot protection, try to open up on the outside, get the weapons out there, catching the ball early, not necessarily running the ball, but then when they want to just drop back pass it, they're still getting it out to the Sproles on that play. I love the fact that this offensive line can just pass block them, stop them on the line of scrimmage, and have the ability to go out there and run all these personnel packages and confuse the defense. That's what's going on. They're confusing this defense, which is allowing them to go out there and really do what they want to do on the offensive side of the ball.
Quincy Patterson comes in at quarterback. Not a lot there for the Virginia Tech transfer, and that means that Jake Reinholtz will come on to try and add the field goal here of about 43 yards. Reinholtz on the year Has hit 9 of his last 10. He's 13 of 18 on the year. This is 43. He's hit 46-yarders twice for a season best. And this kick is away and clean. Well, almost 2 minutes gone, quarter 2, and the lead extended to 10-0. Another break from the Fargo Dome. Bison in front, double figures now on Kurt Cignetti's team in this FCS championship. And don't forget, the champion will be crowned January 8th in Frisco, Texas on ESPN2 at noon. For more information, visit NCAA.com, the home for all 90 NCAA championships. And I cannot tell you, Barrett, how disappointed I am that you didn't get your man's hat and bison fur for the game.
You look at it, man. It's big time fur out there, man, with the helmets.
Solomon Van Horst on the return, and he'll be stopped shy right around the 20-25 yard line. Well, 4 previous meetings, here they are. 2011, the series began 26-14, a win for NDSU here in Fargo. Then 5 years later, how about this? Madison won the game, led 17-0, finished up 27-17. The very next year, they play for the title in Frisco. The Bison win again, 17-13, and then 2 years ago in Frisco, Mad Ants captured the national title 28-20. And Kurt Cignetti, out of a football family, trying to win a national championship for that proud football family. Throw on first down, and that's the catch by the Duke transfer, Scott Bracey. Tackled shy of the 30-yard line.
Yeah, they're trying to run a little drag route just to get some simple passes to open up this offense. At this point, they have been very unsuccessful running the ball, so why not do what you do best, pass the ball? Cole Johnson can definitely do that. They just haven't been able to do it consistently because they're trying to run the ball. Sometimes just give it up and just pass the ball.
Pistol set, Latrell Palmer joining his quarterback Johnson. Quick throw again, and that time Wells bottled up pretty quick. Tackle made by Siegel, the redshirt freshman. Let's check with Lauren.
Guys, I want to talk about the history of these two teams. You went through the timeline there, but there is definitely some backstory there. Here in the Fargo Dome, North Dakota State 30-1, and the only loss in the postseason, these guys right here, JMU taking care of business back in 2016. So perhaps a little bit of a revenge game. And you guys were down here on the sidelines before warm-ups when they were stretching out. A little bit of chippiness. Multiple times coaches had to come over and break them up. So I anticipate a lot more of that throughout the evening.
Well, they had success with Palmer there, and here's the big back again on first down before Braden Thomas, the defensive end, makes the stop for the Bison.
They're having some success because they're getting a little bit going on first down, running the ball and giving them an opportunity to open up this offense a little bit.
Palmer hobbling off for Cignetti's team. So Solomon Van Horst, who does a pretty good job out of the backfield catching the rock, comes in for second down and 8. Johnson with time, Van Horst the catch, and a quick tackle made. That's Jackson Hankey. 54th career game for North Dakota State. 39th start for the young man from Park River, North Dakota. Population 1,100.
1,100. I had that in my graduating class, actually. But Wes, I mean, you look at what this defense is doing. They're running cover 2 deep safeties and let everything develop in front of them and just going down to make the tackle.
Feels like a pretty big third down here for James Madison in this second quarter. Johnson looks, great catch on the slide. Grab made by Scott Bracey. Second time that Bracey's caught a ball in this possession.
Yeah, they're running cover 2. Sitting inside on this, and he gets to the seam route, just stops, and just turns around on a little spot route. Just getting the ball out of Cole's hands and completing the pass. Just making it real simple for this offense to move the chains.
Johnson pretty sharp in the possession, Barrett. First and 10 now. North Dakota State 35-yard line for James Madison. And a Procedure call coming on the Dukes. First penalty of the ball game with 9:59 to go in the first half.
Shows the discipline.
Offense, number 52.
Referee tonight from the Southern Conference is Scott Broadway.
These are well-coached teams. They're not going to make many mistakes, which is why they're in the position they are. This is actually a championship game if you look at it. Number 2 and number 3 team, we definitely drew the better game, I feel as though, this week. I love watching the way these two teams battle out. Two Titans.
Two coaches, both in their third year. Outstanding starts. Championship game appearances, title in the case of Ince against Cignetti in both of their respective opening seasons. Here's Johnson on first down, and Palmer returns to the lineup, makes a big catch there. And the tackle made going into the bench area.
Basic little wheel route outside for Johnson. Just go ahead and make a completion.
Wisniewski there, the sophomore weak side linebacker. Had 4 tackles last week. A little change defensively here for David Braun. And North Dakota State, their coordinator. Second down and 7 for Johnson. A play fake to Palmer. Johnson looking deep, throwing for the end zone. Intercepted. Dawson Weber, 3rd pick of the year.
Between the two safeties, they have over 12 interceptions. This is the strength of their defense. If there's anywhere that you don't want to throw to, it's to throw it deep, especially with those two cover 2 safeties on that play. Great play by Weber.
First incompletion of the ball game for Johnson is just his 3rd interception of the year. Bison lead 10-0. Well, 10-0 in the first miscue of the ball game goes the way of the Bison.
Yeah, you look at Cole Johnson. He's going to kick himself for not reading this play well. And they caught him in Tampa 2, and they bracketed on the outside with Wells. But when you look at it, look how wide open Thornton is on the crossing route going across the field. That's where his read is, because the 2 linebackers below in Tampa 2 are supposed to get back and get depth. They didn't, and it should have been a touchdown on the opposite side, but he chose to go to the bracketed side for the interception.
1st and 10 now. Here is Patterson at quarterback. Quincy stepping up in the pocket, and he'll be sacked. The Dukes busted up with Bryce Carter, taking Quincy Patterson down.
That's his penetration up there. This is not really a pass blocking offensive line. You get those guys and make them move their feet. You can get around the corner with a tight end. That's a tight end on a really good defensive end. That's where you want to create the matchups, and that's where JMU can really rush the passer at, when they have those type of matchups against the tight ends, because they play a lot of tight ends, 2 and 3 tight ends in a game.
So the Bison play behind the sticks here. 2nd down and 15. Miller back in at quarterback. Not really anything there. Osanama, the linebacker, makes the stop.
We'll probably be hearing his name a lot. You got to play fundamental football when you play against a team with all this variety of personnel sets and read options, because if you don't stay assignment correct and play your assignment, it can bust open real wide on that play. And that way, you just saw the linebacker just stay at home and play the play his responsibility, and that's tackling the quarterback.
So now a 3rd and very long from the 15. And Miller to throw. Taking the shot, looking for his tight end, and no flag. Partisans here, 1-1. Babbage, the intended receiver, against the corner, Greg Ross.
That was a play which it might have should have been a foul on that play. You know, a little extra contact on the play. I think he was beat. Tight end actually got over the top of him, and it's a little touchy-feely right there. You can't grab him like that.
So 3 and out for the first time tonight for Matt Ince's squad. And here is Caden Steindorf to punt it away. Wobbly kick, and it will bounce away from Sroba. And pretty good hop for NDSU. It'll be downed inside the 35. 55-yard punt for Steindorf, his best of the year. Well, So far, the defense been the story, Barrett.
Yeah, you look, both defenses are playing very, very well. You look at it, penetration kills all run plays, and they're forcing them to go on the outside. They're trying to get the ball out to the weapons, but hey, North Dakota State is staying in their rush lanes, staying on the outside, playing assignment correct football. North Dakota State realizes that they have to stop this team from scoring, and they're doing a pretty good job of rendering them useless in the run game.
Johnson looking to throw. Another deep shot on first down, looking for Thornton, and Weber broke it up. Coverage was there with Price trailing the speedy Chris Thornton. Boy, and Dawson Weber almost came up with another one.
Well, that's the strength of this defense. Those two safeties are some of the best in the business. They're going to bracket those receivers on the outside with these go routes. They will make sure that they are the deepest men 9 times out of 10 on these plays. Two really good safeties can give you the autonomy to run whatever you want to run underneath. So if you want to bracket, you can bracket with those type of players at the deep end.
Just beyond the midway point of the second period, North Dakota State leading 10-0. And this crowd at the Fargo Dome roaring. And another penalty on the Dukes, a pre-snap call.
The crowd is definitely doing their part.
False start. Offense, number 89. 5-yard penalty, second down.
Wes, that's frustrating when you're an offensive lineman. You can't hear anything.
Right.
I mean, it renders you almost in a position where you get laid off the ball sometimes against these defensive ends because you really don't want to make that mistake. And you can't see the ball because you got to look at who you're blocking.
What an environment the Bison have here. Here's the throw, and almost intercepted on the way to Wells. A leaping attempt by the senior Talbert. Couldn't pull it away.
They run cover 2 better than anybody I've seen in a long time. They like to run Tampa 2, 2 high safeties, and those linebackers have to be good enough to get back and play almost like a safety position to cover the middle of the field because there's so much trust on the outside and bracketing the best players on the outside of this JMU team.
Matt Ants watches Lorenzo Bryant come into the backfield to join Johnson, the Rhode Island transfer. Johnson wants to throw, and he'll dump it to Bryant. And the tackle will be made around the 38-yard line.
That's what the Bisons love to do. They drop back, have everything develop in front of them, and rally up to make the tackle. That's sound football, sound technique. And the linebackers are just as involved as the safeties in deep coverage, but they are allowing them to come up and make the play in the inside to stop on the third down.
Cole Johnson started the ball game 8 for 8. He's just one of his last 4. A 3 and out for just the second time tonight for James Madison. So O'Kelly punting again toward Price. And Jaden Price again will ask for and make the fair catch. Well, 6:15 to play, first half, 10-0 in favor of NDSU. Dakota State in a 10-0 lead. We welcome you back to the Fargo Dome. Hunter Lipke, who's got the touchdown catch and gets the carry on first down. Lipke, a cutback. Big fella steamrolls into Madison territory. Boy, we heard a lot about the run game, but Hunter Lipke has been a shining star in the first half for Matt Ince. That's 37 yards.
You know, you talk a lot about what San Fran used to do back in the day. Well, this is exactly what you see, a Tom Rathman-esque type of player. You can put him anywhere, and you can put him at the running back position. He can take it downhill. He's not trying to run from anybody. He's trying to run you over.
And once again, they try to get to the perimeter, and the gang tackling ensues. Ukwu, the defensive end, first guy there for James Madison on Lipke. Tony Thurston in the neighborhood as well. So 2nd and 12 after the loss.
Both of these teams have to do better on first down. First and second down is the key to keeping the chains moving. When they've had some success starting off a first down, that's usually the drive that they go down, at least put some pressure on the defense.
Kobe Johnson into the ball game to join Miller. You cut it loose again and looking for Sproles. Incomplete, so 3rd and 12, Lauren.
Yeah, guys, North Dakota State really made some adjustments to their offense this season, simplifying the word, as I heard a lot in their meetings with the coaches. Offensive coordinator Tyler Rolls said, we can't get frustrated with the 4- and 5-yard gains. We've got to keep hammering away, utilize all facets of our offense to execute with violent precision. I like that, violent precision.
That's neck roll football, Lauren. That's exactly what that is. Yes.
That's our new term, Lauren, this week from Barrett Brooks. Neck roll football. Here's 3rd and 12. And Miller to keep. And has room and will be awfully close to the first down. Q Reed out of the secondary just got enough to get Cam Miller on the ground.
Great play up there.
Stays on the field here, Barrett.
Yeah, you look at it, they just run a simple draw play. He makes the decision to go. They run draw. He's a good enough athlete. He can get out of space, make some guys miss.
So now 4th down. NDSU on the year on 4th down, 8 of 14. Miller just going to sneak for it and moves the stack. He had to break the play to the 29 and did for the first down.
There you go. You ask for the offensive line to go out there, move that line of scrimmage. That's exactly what they do.
Well,
we call it root hogging. Just get up underneath their pads and push them back.
Well,
who's the lowest? Who can keep their feet driving?
Here in Fargo, they call that group the Rams.
Oh, that's right, yes.
Might be root hogging, but here in Fargo, it's the Rams. And they ride the Rams for the 1st and 10. Lipke's coming the ball game again as that big back, and he'll take the carry again. Step away from a couple, spin from another, and Lipke gets 8 on 1st down before Diamante Tucker-Dorsey, the linebacker, brings him down.
You see, and he's 44, a la Tom Rathman back in the day of the 49ers. Not to say that he runs like him, but he has some balance like my guy Tom Rathman. Look at this play. He keeps his balance, a big fullback type of running back, able to make those crucial yardage. Sometimes yards after the hit, that's what you want, that yak yardage, and that's exactly what he's able to go out there and do.
He's got Logan Hofstad, his other fullback partner, in front of him, and here's Quincy Patterson now with Miller in his left pocket, and that's Kobe Johnson off his right hip. And he's going to hand to Miller. Now they're going to throw it back. Patterson dropped it. Quincy Patterson only had to stretch it past Tucker-Dorsey for the touchdown.
Ran before he completed the catch. That's hard sometimes when you see it so open like that. Those are the hardest catches to make. It's just so simple and so open that, you just really have to slow down, slow the pace down. It would have been 6. But those are the hardest catches to make. I've heard that. I was offensive line. My hand was always in the ground. But I heard those are the hardest catches, the wide open catches.
Lipke again is coming at the tail of the eye on 3rd and short. They hand it to him. He will slide and spin and get the 18-yard line and the first down. Tony Thurston pushed him down, but boy, Hunter Lipke's become a star here in this first half.
That's a luxury. That's called luxury football right there. I had the benefit of playing with Jerome Bettis. You could give it to him. You knew you were going to at least get 3 yards on the play. You run them like that 3 times or 4 times, you're guaranteed to get a first down. Well, Lipke is running like that, keeping his balance, imposing his will, loving this running style of this Bison team.
3 yards after contact for Lipke. Johnson's come back in. Play fake by Miller. Quick throw. Babbage, the tight end, inside the 10. Close to another first down before M.J. Hampton tripped him up in the James Madison secondary.
Yeah, it opens everything up. You running the ball is going to open up the pass. And I'm going to tell you what, the war of attrition is going to start going on this defense. The longer they stay on the field, the longer they're able to keep the ball in the offense's hand, as the longer the defense is staying on the field. Eventually, those reps start taking a toll in the second half of games. Watch how these 3-yard runs start turning into 10-yard runs as the game goes on.
10th play of the drive. And a timeout being asked for here. It'll be taken by James Madison.
You should have saw Lipke. He was mad because he was probably getting the ball on that play.
The Bison feeling pretty good here with under 2 to go. Matt Ince calls a timeout for James Madison. Let's check with Zubin Mehenti.
Wes, thank you. Speaking of feeling pretty good, Coastal Carolina, the experience unlike any other in their short but impressive program history. The D3 championship just ended seconds ago. We've got a champion to tell you about. And of course, a look ahead to the playoff semifinals when Trevor and I join you at the half. Wes, back to you.
All right, more coming up at the break. Zubin, thanks very much. 1:58 to go. Kirk Cignetti burns one of his 3 available timeouts. Matt Entz will have all 3. Bison got to feel great. Under 2 to go. First and goal off the James Madison 8-yard line, Barrett.
Yeah, they're keeping their offense on the field, which is the best defense for a high-powered offense that JMU has. They score in big clips, chunk yardage. If you can keep their quarterback Johnson off the field, it just puts you in a better position. And then, like I said, the war of attrition, when that offensive line starts pushing those guys on the defense, it's harder to play defense than it is to play offense. And that war of attrition will start working, and those little runs will turn into big runs real quick.
Here's the first down play. Johnson, no, Miller kept it. And slides for a yard or 2. Sam Kidd, the safety, able to get enough of it. Kidd, by the way, 50+ tackles coming into the ball game as one of those safeties. He leads that secondary in tackles.
See, the only thing with that, when he start making tackles, that means he's up in the box. And when he's up in the box, it opens up the rest of this field as far as pass plays. It runs hand in hand on what Coach Rule, the offensive coordinator, wants to do in the passing game.
2 tight ends to the left. Lipke, the fullback, off that wing to the right. They're going to hand to Jones. First guy missed, but 2, 3, 4, and 5 won't for James Madison.
They're getting great penetration up the field. Thurston has the ability to get into the crease and get that penetration.
Remember now, the Dukes will get the football to start the second half. So anything Kurt Cignetti's team can do to limit North Dakota State here would be critical.
Yes, I mean, it'll be a win if they can keep them to 3 points down here in the red zone. But we got to look at this. This is a high-powered, big play offense that this Bison team is playing against. They could score at any time.
And now a timeout taken by the Bison. And with 52 seconds left, Cam Miller, Lauren, I tell you what, has played with a lot of poise here in this first half as he comes to visit with Matt Entz. Don't forget Capital One Bowl Mania tomorrow. 3 games on ABC and the ESPN app. Celebration Bowl, the Cricket Celebration Bowl. Buddy Pugh and the Bulldogs of South Carolina State meet prime time at his house, Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta.
Prime, there's some special stuff going on now.
Deion Sanders has had quite a week. Jackson State, South Carolina State, that's high noon. The Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl from Shreveport, UAB, and number 13 Brigham Young. And then we close it out on the West Coast, the Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl, presented by Steeple. Utah State and Oregon State tomorrow night at SoFi in Inglewood. All available on ABC, streaming live, of course, on the ESPN app. Timeout for Entz's Bison. And now Williams in the backfield. Here's Miller. Quick throw and tried to go to Mathis. Incomplete and a penalty flag. Pass interference on the Dukes as Cam Miller was trying to dial the 6'6" wide receiver from Tampa. Greg Ross shaken up on the play. Believe will be guilty of the pass interference.
He wanted to run a fade route to a 6'6" receiver. He got tangled up a little bit on the play.
So the ball to the 2.
Anything but the score.
There, Barrett.
Yeah, anything but the score, The DB saw how big the receiver was, and he just panicked.
Here's Lipke, right side, and boy, what a play. Tucker Dorsey, the linebacker, having none of it. Now the clock continuing to move. Entz has got a couple of timeouts left for his club. And the clock starting to wind to 30 seconds. North Dakota State huddling here.
Diamante Tucker, man, he shows flashes when you watch film that he goes out and he's an athlete. He can play in coverage and he can come up on the run.
High formation, Williams in the backfield. They'll give it to Tamarick Williams. He got hit, and a timeout going to be asked for. Matt Ince trying to get one called right away. 10 seconds left, and 3rd and goal coming up.
It's a good play by this JMU defense. We call it a jam front on this play.
Loss of 1, I think, on the play. Williams got met just about the time he got the short toss from Miller. So 10 seconds left here.
Yeah, they're running the jam front up front. That means they're covering the center and both guards with defensive linemen. On the outside, they have defensive linemen just so they can get all those guys covered up and try to get up the field and create penetration. This is a penetrating defense. They want to make sure that they make a play.
Well, this is how they got to this point. Of course, it's quarterfinal week last week. The top seed, Sam Houston State, upset loss in Texas to Montana State. So the Bobcats host the Jacks tomorrow at 2 o'clock on ESPN2. Taylor Zarzer, Matt Stenchko, Melissa Lang will be there for you then. Villanova, of course, they were the 5 seed, upset by the Jacks on the main line, right?
Yes, sir.
And NDSU beat Southern Illinois and ETSU to draw JMU tonight in the semifinal. Winner goes to Frisco. 3rd and goal here. Kobe Johnson will take the handoff and maybe back to the line of scrimmage, and another timeout taken with 7 seconds left. And that will cash Matt Ince out of timeouts and allow Reinholz to come on and kick the field goal.
This is a moral victory going into halftime by this JMU defense. Stopping big boy football, neck roll football up front with their defense. This has got to be a major win for them.
Yep. Going to end up being about a 15-play drive, taking a lot of clock all the way into the halftime locker room.
When they started with 6 minutes left on the clock. They ran it all the way down.
20-yard field goal. And it is perfectly through with 3 seconds. Now down to 2 seconds left to go before the half. It's the 4th time this year North Dakota State's had a 15-play drive. Wow. And that's 15 plays there, and you see they've run 38 plays to just 19 for Madison. We talked about holding the ball, running the ball, time of possession being critical. Also, where were you on 3rd down? And boy, Matt Ince still pretty fired up, ready to go here late in this first half, and his team's got a 13-0 lead.
Should have been 6. That's what he's saying. He's definitely telling his team that should have been a win by our offense. We should have scored 6 on that play. We don't go away with 3 points. So that's why he's upset on that play. You got the big defense, big offensive line going against a smaller defensive line, and they didn't punch it in. Like I said, that's a moral victory for this JMU defense.
And the Dukes will get the ball start second half there.
For the kickoff. The march is on.
So Reinholz, I don't suspect there'll be a lot of drama in this. In fact, nope, just a little short wedge. And it'll be handled at the 20 by Malinagi. And the first half clock expires as the play ends up into the Bison bench area. Well, number 12 in total offense this year is James Madison, 446 yards a ball game. They've only got 71 here at the half. But Matt Ince and North Dakota State trying to go back to Frisco. And the FCS title game.
Everything we wanted.
Coach is downstairs with Lauren.
Coach, up 13-0 at the half. So far, what have you seen from your offense that you like?
Well, we've been able to run the football. We've been able to get into some 3rd and shorts. Hunter Lipke's running really hard right now. We got to score in the red zone. We have the ball at the 2-yard line. So believe me, it ain't going to be a great halftime. We're leaving points out here.
You've kept him out of the end zone. What's working well for your defense right now?
We've been able to create takeaways. I mean, anytime you can create a takeaway and get them off the field, they're an explosive offense. We got to do a better job of staying on top of the routes. They almost had us on the scissors route going down to the south end.
Thanks so much, Coach.
You bet.
All right, Matt Ince's team 13. James Madison nothing. Stay tuned. Studio next. Zubin Mehenti takes you through the half. We welcome you back. Second half action of this first semifinal to see who goes to Frisco, Texas to play in the FCS title game. Cam Miller to Hunter Lipke, the only touchdown of the ball game. And it's 13-0 as we get ready to start the second half here in Fargo. And the Bison fans got their gear on tonight for sure. Great to be with Barrett Brooks, West Durham, Lawrence Sisler in just a moment. We said at the top, styles make fights. NDSU wants to run it. James Madison wanted to air it out. The Bison controlled the first half.
Yeah, they're just controlling the game by throwing so many personnel packages at them, whether it's 4 tight ends, 2 tight ends, 2 running backs, 4 running backs. They are just going out there and dictating tempo by personnel packages, and it's confusing that JMU defense.
Defenses have also held up too, though, right?
Yeah, penetration by JMU has really stopped the scoring. You know, they only scored, you know, a couple points in this game, but it's those guys up front that are starting to really make it happen.
Well, you see the numbers. And Matt Entz told Lawrence Sisler going to the locker room really disappointed in 2 red zone efforts that resulted in field goals, including 1 right before they went to the locker room.
Yeah, he's still steaming, isn't he? He was hot.
NDSU kicks it away to start half 2. They hang it high. Van Horst inside the 5. Works back to the middle of the field. And will be taken down inside the 20, back toward the 16-yard line. Moment ago, Lawrence Sisler with JMU head coach Kurt Cignetti. So the ball will be spotted at the 20. And here is Cole Johnson, whose first incompletion tonight was an interception by Dawson Weber. It's the game's only turnover. And Latrell Palmer tries to get rolling on first down. And the big back will push it for 6, almost 7 yards on the first play.
Yeah, JMU is not abandoning the run. They understand in order to run this ball, that's how you bring the safeties in, because those guys playing too deep is not allowing you to get on the outside any one-on-one matchup. They're able to bracket those really good wide receivers because they're not worried about the run. So as long as they can keep a balance, a healthy balance, they can get back into this game.
5th-year senior Johnson at quarterback. Again, Palmer. And he's going to grind across the 30 to the 31. A ball popped loose, but I think the play was whistled dead. So a couple of carries by the big 220-pound redshirt sophomore from Bowie, Maryland. Latrell Palmer starts this second half for James Madison.
Well, now you make this Bison defense go out there and really play effectively up front. Those guys up front have to make sure that they move this offensive line and create penetration.
And Palmer one more time. Remember, he had the big TD run last week against Montana, Barrett?
50 yards.
He's starting to grind here on 3 straight carries to start the second half. So is Kurt Cignetti pulling a page from Matt Entz's book here?
Well, they understand that this is how you go out here and play big boy football, trying to impose your will. This is simple zone play with the RPO, and he's able to go out there and just hit it up in the hole.
Quick throw to the perimeter and a first down. Thornton on the catch. Knocked out of bounds near the 45-yard line.
And that play was just this offense starting to tenderize that defense a little bit, making them aware that they could run the ball. Now you have to be aware that they could throw on the outside. So this is, you know, really putting this defense in an awkward position because now they have to play both facets of the game.
JMU only had 3 first downs in the first half. They've got 2 on this opening drive. 1st and 10 for the Dukes off their 45. And a whistle and another penalty. I think it's pre-snap. And if so, all 4 penalties in this ball game have been against the Dukes.
False start. Offense number 52. 5-yard
It's on
penalty.
Tyshawn Wyatt, the left guard from Richmond.
Those are the worst penalties because there's no athleticism involved with it. It's a pre-snap penalty. You didn't do anything to get beat. You beat yourself. Coaches hate that, of course. But at the end of the day, those are the mistakes you can't do. This is a well-coached team, and they definitely can't do that. This is this crowd making a difference in this game.
Well, and that's the reputation of the Fargo Dome. And there's Bryant, the Rhode Island transfer. Back toward the original line of scrimmage, and the first time tonight we call Michael Tutsey's name, the senior from Indianapolis and Warren Central High School, who's making his 40th career start tonight for the Bison.
Well, at this point, Wes, you look at it, that's the safety making a play by the line of scrimmage. That means they're running the ball is working. When they're going up and making plays like that, it's going to open up the pass.
Van Horst in the backfield with Johnson. Buying time to his right. Now going to run with it and has plenty of room. First down and more. And Cole Johnson takes a slide at the 43-yard line in North Dakota State territory after a 12-yard gain.
You know, I saw this in the game they played last week. He was able to evade pass rush and really make some big plays with him running. It was on an RPO, but he can go out there and he's a good enough athlete that he can make those type of plays to keep the chains moving.
James Madison clearly on a mission with this opening possession of the second half. Johnson up in the pocket. Plenty of room to run again and will slide just inside the 40, 39-yard line. Mostert the tackle. The senior from Lakeville, Minnesota.
Look, if you look at it now, this Bison defense, they have to make sure they know what's going on. They're getting confused because they can't now go out there and really dictate tempo by stopping the run.
This is Thornton, another catch on the perimeter.
The pass is going to open up. Don't be surprised on the outside if you don't start seeing, if you're going to see Wells making big plays, Thornton making big plays, because now they have to account for the run game. It's going to leave those DBs on the outside, those cornerbacks one-on-one. They've been able to bracket them throughout the game, but once you have to come with a run support as a safety, you can't bracket those big-time wide receivers on the outside. It gives you the one-on-one coverage you want for the big play.
Plenty of personnel changes now back in the ball game. A couple of tight ends have come back, including Clayton Cheatham. Palmer the carry, firing off the left side, and will be stopped at the 31.
We talked about it early, making sure that on first and second down you get positive yardage. The first half, they weren't able to do that. Coming out here, they got the ball, they established the run, keeping the chains moving. This is what you want from this JMU offense.
Jackson Hankey the stop at linebacker for Matt Ence's squad. Second down, 7. Almost 5 minutes off this third quarter clock. 10th play of the drive for James Madison. And it's Palmer again, trying to step to the outside. And a nice play. That's Kaiser, the linebacker, senior from St. Cloud, Minnesota, taking Latrell Palmer to the ground.
The Bison defense have been in nickel. This is not what they're comfortable with running. They want to run base defense, even against their 11 personnel, one running back, one tight end. This is out of their comfort zone.
Crowd at the Fargo Dome trying to affect this third down and 5 play. James Madison's 2 of 5 on third down so far. Johnson looking for the quick throw that catches Wells, and a first down for JMU at the 20. Right in front of Eubanks, the corner. So Antoine Wells.
I love this. I love how they're calling plays right now. They got those nasty splits. Those are tight splits on the outside.
Johnson loops it on the crossing route. Catch is made, and slipping through Van Horst and crashed out of bounds inside the 15th to 13 by Hankey, the linebacker.
You know, we talk about nasty splits. Look how tight the wide receivers are. He just checks down to the running back on a little Texas route. But once you get those guys involved, it really keeps those safeties. Got to stay inside the box to stop the run and stop those little crossing patterns. It's going to open up for the outside, and I predict these guys on the outside start making big plays because their ability to move the offense with those run plays.
Kurt Cignetti's team, second and short. Quick throw across the middle. It's caught, and Wells slips into the end zone for the touchdown.
Great call on that. Just a little slant play. Caught those safeties in the box. He was able to go one-on-one. They've been bracketing him for the majority of the game. They weren't able to bracket him that play. He just ran a slant route, and he was open up. Watch a little slant route, one-on-one with the linebacker. That's not the best matchup that you want on your best wide receiver. A linebacker on a slant route with Wells, one of the premier guys in FBS football as far as catching the ball. That's not the matchup that you want, and they took advantage of it.
13 plays, 80 yards. Better than 6 minutes off the clock. The point after is good from Radke. James Madison is on the board. Cole Johnson, 13 yards to Antoine Wells.
Just a little slant play.
5 for 5 was the quarterback on the drive for 42 yards and his 40th touchdown pass of the year. Well, James Madison on the board, 13-7, North Dakota State the lead. 5 years ago yesterday, the Dukes arrived here at the Fargo Dome to meet the Bison, and it's the only time. James Madison got out of the gate. They led 17-0 in the third quarter. King Frazier scored on a 16-yard run. North Dakota State came all the way back, but then John Miller, who's now the running backs coach for JMU, pulled in a pair of long catches, including a 25-yarder that sealed a 10-point win for James Madison. Cignetti's team trying to make that comeback again with a touchdown to open the scoring here in the second half. Here's Kobe Johnson for NDSU on the kick return, tried to get around the corner and pulled down at the 21-yard line. Special teams play there by Surratt.
Physical play, physical play. We talk about neck roll football.
Crowd here in the Fargo Dome thought there might have been a horse collar.
We saw it. We all saw it.
On the redshirt sophomore. Ball will be spotted. The Bison 21-yard line. And here is Cam Miller, who had the touchdown pass to Lipke. It's the only touchdown in the ball game for NDSU. A couple of Reinholdt's field goals, the only other markers. Stuffle, the tight end, in motion. First down give, the big back Lipke going to work. And a couple of yards to the 23. So Barrett, go back to a couple of things. First of all, the 2 red zone stops by James Madison, including the one right before the half. And this opening drive, tell you what, Johnson changed the dynamic of the game. Perfect passing the ball and ultimately the touchdown to Wells.
Yeah, you see the tide starting to change. You know, that momentum is starting to change with JMU. They came in with a nice stop, even though they kicked the field goal. Now they come back with the ball, go down and score. They're one of those offenses, the quick strike offenses.
Tamarick Williams in the backfield. Miller throwing a long throw to the right side, hauled in by Nelson, but he was out of bounds before able to make control. Ended up in the bench area. It'll be 3rd and 8 now.
They got to continue to go out there and throw a bunch of personnel packages, whether it's 2 tight ends and 2 running backs, or maybe even 4 tight ends, just to keep this defense of JMU off balance. That's how they were able to have some success, by keeping them off balance and not knowing who to hold and what their assignment was with the different personnel packages.
Matt Ince's team, 4 of 9 on 3rd down. This is 3rd and 8. Miller, quick throw, and Nelson couldn't reel it in again.
Little pressure up front.
That'll be a 3 and out for NDSU.
Pressure up front. You know, Mike Green, the All-American. Two players down on the field.
Yep, Jalen Phelps is one of them, one of the linebackers, and Torres Carroll the other. And they're being tended to as, for the second time tonight, the Bison go 3 and out.
And this is something JMU can't afford to have. You know, I don't think they're as deep as far as what they need to do.
4th down play coming up. 13-7 score in the 3rd. Oh, little friendly fire, Barrett.
Yeah, you know, when they're running crossing routes, you got to open your mouth. They got to communicate better. They were in man-to-man on that play, and they ran. We usually call it a rub route, but, you know, they just didn't see each other, and they just collided.
Caden Steindorf, the punt towards Soroba, and a fair catch. Pretty good spot, too. 42-yard line is where the Dukes are going to get a crack. 35-yard punt. 6-point game. Cole Johnson was perfect on the first drive of the second half. Got the touchdown pass to Wells, and already a big difference in James Madison's life here in half 2.
Yeah, they got the momentum going their way just by going out and establish the run first. They were able to have some success with Latrell Palmer on that play, running the ball, which opened up that defense. We call it tenderizing the defense and open them up a little bit. That way you can get some passes on the outside and really allowed him to open up this offense with him.
Cole Johnson, who hit his first 8 passes of the night. You see 6 of his last 9, and he'll throw here on first down. Or will he? Nope, escapes the pocket. And he will be brought down. Eli Mostart and Cava, the defensive end, the stop. Lauren, I suspect before we're done, as we see Johnson work upfield here on the replay, it'll be second down 11 after a loss of 1. I suspect this crowd at the Fargo Dome is going to have to be a factor.
No doubt about it. I've got this decibel meter right here, and right now it is cranking, almost pegging 100, which is pretty loud. It's gotten as high as 104, and on that last drive, certainly playing a factor. We're talking about 3 pre-snap penalties for JMU there in the first half, so the crowd noise certainly a factor right now. We're waiting on the crowd to crank back up here, but again, when we can get up to 100, it is loud. They are on their feet. The energy is alive in here. I can barely hear myself talk right now, guys.
It's one of the best environments in college football, Barrett.
Unbelievable crowd noise, energy inside this place. They're used to their crowd football here.
Incomplete pass thrown toward Ravenel, who had the big touchdown catch last week in Harrisonburg. And JMU goes 3 and out.
Each defense has to settle down, refocus, getting back to what they do best, and that's rushing the passer. And they showed they're making Johnson very uncomfortable back there.
Little late hug from Lane Tucker, by the way.
You don't have to always get there, but you can make him uncomfortable. I can remember I was playing against Dallas, and every once in a while, Charles Haley would tap on Rodney Peete's shoulder. He wouldn't be there, but he'd come and say, hey, I was almost here. And then later on in the game, Rodney Peete told me, stop him from doing that, because he see ghosts.
Yeah. 13-7. NDSU the ball here in the Fargo Dome. But we know that thousands have been affected by southern and midwestern tornadoes here in the last week or so. And if you would like to help, we ask you to please visit redcross.org/ESPN to help the Red Cross respond and help people recover from this disaster during the holidays. With Barrett Brooks, Wes Durham, Lauren Sisler, Greg Pike, our producer, Jimmy Lee Starling, our director, we welcome you to the Fargo Dome tonight for this semifinal and a first down throw, and Nelson with a marker down. A completion from Miller would be a first down at the 32.
Yeah, it's one of 2 things. It's either offsides or it's holding on the play.
And Scott Broadway from the Southern Conference is the referee. Cam Miller is pointing toward the Dukes.
Number 34.
And it is offside.
The penalty is declined. First down.
Wow.
Yeah, you saw the safety.
Chuck Wienecke is the.
Yeah, you look at 34, the linebacker, he runs across, he's across too fast. That's kind of why the offensive tackle wasn't able to get on him.
12-yard throw and a first down. I formation again. Lipke going to get the carry. Big back going, got hammered as he cut the line. Wayne Davis, the safety, spun him around, but pickup of 9 to the 41.
Sometimes penetration like that can hurt a defense, because right where Green got up the field and vacated, they ran right in behind that block on that play. So they ran power, pulled around, and that hole where he vacated opened up like a chasm. He was ready to run through there and keep the chains moving.
Mason Miller is kind of plugged into one of those offensive line spots. He did a good job.
Yes, he did on the back block on that.
Yep. Here is Tamarick Williams, and he'll push through for the first down to the 44-yard line. Barrett, we said at the top, we talked about the air attack of James Madison, the 2 1,000-yard receivers, the accomplished quarterback. All the variety of packages for North Dakota State. We didn't talk about getting a big back the ball. And Hunter Lipke has been the big back. When they've run it well tonight, it's been principally with 44.
Yes, you know, he's able to go out and really run where he wanted to run. He's consistently been able to get 3 and 4 yards a carry. So because of that, it gives him an opportunity to stay on the field as opposed to going in 3 and out.
We got flags everywhere. Cody Mauck got a free run at one of the Dukes, but I think there was a penalty prior to that. We'll see.
False start. Offense, number 77. 5-yard penalty.
First penalty of the
First
night
down.
against the Bison. Brandon Westberg, who is starting for Sundell at center, draws the marker. Matt Ince.
He has been
litigating from the start.
Yes, he has been on a rage the entire game.
So now, 1st and 15. Kobe Johnson stays in the ball game, but here's the first down look. Miller wants to throw. Up in the pocket, going to loop it down the field and offline and intended for Sproles. No flag on the play. 3 white shirts in the neighborhood.
Yeah, they better bracket that coverage on that play, but I think it was more so an uncatchable ball, and that's why they didn't have the flag out there. Yes, it was a little incidental contact back there, but it has to be a catchable ball before they can throw that flag.
Boy, Sproles took Greg Ross across the field, and Carroll was the guy in support here.
A little games and shit there. Turned around, act like he was looking for the ball, and hit him with the incidental contact as well, since they didn't call the flag.
They're going to hand the ball here to the near side. Johnson on the sweep, trying to find some room, and boy, Kobe Johnson taken down by Carter into the bench area down below.
Green gets up the field so fast from that defensive tackle position that he's interrupting the play. He's not allowing those pullers to pull because he's interrupting them from pulling. He's crossing in front of their face before they can even get out. That means the back block from the front side guard or the front side tackle is not working. He's getting up the field too fast, which is not allowing them to really run plays on the outside.
Well, you see 3rd and 8 or more. North Dakota State hadn't hit one yet. 0 for 4. This is 3rd and the full 10. Try to flip it to Johnson, and a big hit by Carroll. Crashing in from the corner, and Kobe Johnson shaking up on the play. And still down for NDSU. Torres Carroll was involved in that collision earlier, but that time he brought the wood from the secondary.
That's just a physical play, knowing what your assignment is on the play. He read it from the start. He saw it was a screen play to the outside and was able to go over and make the play. He stopped the play before he can even start. Comes out from the outside, beats the blocker in, the receiver blocker in, which allowed him then to come up and make a play.
Boy, Mason Miller was trying to square him and could not get any of Carroll, the 5th-year senior from Fredericksburg, Virginia.
I think he got a little friendly fire from the All-American tackle, Cody Mauch, on that play.
So while they tend to Johnson, let's remind you, of course, that Sunday NFL Countdown begins at 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN. Steelers look to stay alive in the playoff picture in the AFC All Access with the NFL sack leader T.J. Watt, and an inside look at Micah Parsons' journey to becoming one of the NFL's premier pass rushers in his rookie season. And then Monday night, a Week 15 matchup from the NFC North. Dalvin Cook and the Vikings meet Justin Fields and the Bears at Soldier Field. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ESPN, ABC, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Plus. Coverage starts with Monday Night Countdown, presented by Subway at 6 o'clock Eastern, 3 Pacific. Vikings, as anybody up here will tell you, still very much alive in the playoff hunt. Folks in the, this is not but about 4 hours from Minneapolis to Fargo. We almost found that out the hard way, Lauren, yesterday.
I'll tell you the truth, I covered the Eagles Super Bowl, and we actually traveled up to call the game.
Yeah.
And, I'll tell you what, they weren't too proud of the Eagles' response when they went down there and played the Super Bowl up there. friendliest people in the world, but they were not
Still a little
impressed with being in Philly for a playoff game.
Yeah. Tell you what, the hospitality here in Fargo has been sensational.
No question. If we didn't have Carson Wentz on our team, it could have been worse than that. I'll tell you that.
It has been absolutely sensational.
Yep.
And you know, from top to bottom all week, we've been planning for this trip. We had our travel advisors all over us all week long.
Yep.
The donuts, oh my goodness.
The mayor, Anish Shroff, helping us out immensely. That is blocked and deflected away, and James Madison has made a huge special teams play.
The tides have changed. A lot of the times they have momentum changers like this in special teams.
And it looks like, I think that MJ Hampton might have gotten a hand on it. Jones almost recovered it in play. And all of a sudden now this Fargo Dome crowd sees James Madison with their best field position.
Yeah, right up the middle. They run a little switch stunt, and he runs right up unimpeded to block the kick. This is a momentum changer. What is JMU going to do with the ball now?
Plus territory for Johnson. Hands to Latrell Palmer. And he will pick up 6 on first down, almost 7 to the 34-yard line.
Yeah, you look at this defense. They usually play too high. But when we watch them now, they're playing single high simply because JMU has ran the ball successfully. It's going to open up the pass to those guys on the outside, one-on-one with these big-time receivers.
Second down. Here's Johnson looking to throw. And he eludes the pressure, now rolls to his left. He'll get the first down, keeps his feet to the North Dakota State 25-yard line. Mostart had him and he fought right, or no, Lane Tucker, 92, had him and he fought right through it.
This when big-time players go up and play big time. Johnson understands that his team is in a position right now that they have all the momentum, so he goes to try to make a play for his team.
Thornton to catch, 5-yard play to the 20. Jackson Hankey, the veteran linebacker, their leader in tackles with the stop. 2nd and 5, ball at North Dakota State's 20-yard line. Toward the end zone, catch made Wells, it'll be 1st and goal. Antoine Wells, Wisniewski hit him. And Antoine Wells, who already set a single-season receiving mark, has now set a single-season reception record with his 83rd grab there.
Great route combination. High-low it.
And on 1st and goal, Palmer pushes inside the 5.
They ran a high-low route to really put the cornerback and the safety in a compromised position. Then you turn back around and run the ball. Make those safeties come up a little bit so you can get it to your big-time players, wide receivers on the outside. This offensive line is taking control of this defensive line, and they're running the ball successfully, which is opening up everything in the playbook for Johnson and this offense.
Look at the line change for the Bison. Palmer stays in the backfield with the 5th-year senior Cole Johnson at quarterback. James Madison trying to take the lead for the first time tonight. Johnson for the end zone, caught, touchdown, Ravenel.
Ran a little choice route on the outside. Great route by Ravenel on that play. He runs inside, fakes inside, goes outside, creates that separation, touchdown. Now the tide have turned for this JMU team. Running the ball is why they're having success right now, and it's really opening up their playbook. They can run just about anything they want.
And for the lead, Ethan Ratke pushes James Madison in front with 1:26 to go in the 3rd. What a 3rd quarter for Cole Johnson. And by the way, it's not a turnover, but it might as well be. You got plus field territory, and 6 plays later, you're in the end zone.
The momentum has changed. Little choice route on the outside, fakes in, gets outside, scores the touchdown. Now, Yes, the momentum has changed, but this is the type of offense that can really take control of the game, get the ball back in their hands, drive the ball down, and get this crowd back in the game. It got a little quiet here for a minute inside the Fargo Dome.
All right, Lauren, what do you got?
Yeah, talking to Coach Cignetti coming out of the locker room, he just said we need to settle down. We just need to play JMU football. He said not a lot was said in the locker room there, and you see this momentum shift, and you can see it from these guys. And even on the bench, earlier quarterbacks coach Tino Sinceri told the guys, let's go control our own destiny. This falls on us, and I think when they play JMU football that they're accustomed to, this is the end result.
End over end kick, and this is Johnson fielding it at the 3. Trying to find something on the outside. Wheels to the 20. Kobe Johnson to the 27-yard line, and that's where Miller and the Bison get going. Remember now, the winner of this goes to Frisco, Texas, where they will meet the winner of tomorrow's second semifinal between Montana State and South Dakota State. That comes your way 2 o'clock Eastern from Bozeman here on ESPN2.
Great football going on right now in FCS championship, to go to the FCS championship.
Ball at the 27. Cam Miller, the sophomore from Iowa. Hunter Lipke with him in the backfield. First down carry is Lipke. Hard run across the 30 to the 31. Tucker Dorsey, the linebacker's got his hands full with the 236-pound junior Hunter Lipke.
Yeah, sometimes the laws of physics aren't in your favor, man. You're talking about a linebacker that's just a shy bit over 210 pounds. Just a little bit, going against 230, 240 pounds.
It has been Lipke, who came into the ball game with just 54 carries, 351 yards, who's become the rushing star tonight. Second down. Miller to work, pressure coming, cuts it loose, big catch up the ladder. Babbage couldn't hang on, the tight end. Tucker Dorsey challenged the play to the 6'6" tight end, Josh Babbage.
You got to make sure you complete passes like that. Yes, it was a little high, but once it touches your hands, you got to come down with that play. This is the difference between the first half and the second half. The Bisons made those completions, as opposed to now where things aren't, going the way they need them to go. They need to establish this line of scrimmage in order for them to get back the momentum that they lost.
You see North Dakota State 4 of 11 on third down. This is a big one, 3rd and a half dozen in the final half minute of this third period. Miller wants to keep it, slides to the right side and gets the first down. Stretches to the 39-yard line. Westberg, the center, jumped out in front to help him pave road.
Yeah, we call this a stretch play. You block down on the front side and pull the front side tackle and a front side center on this play. Love this football concept. Look at the 2 big offensive linemen pulling on the outside, and you just run right in behind them. You just pick your hole where you want to go. This offensive line of the Bison are very, very good athletes. They can get out and run with the best of them.
Quincy Patterson came in. He was getting ready to take the snap on this 1st and 10 play, but the quarter horn gets him. James Madison has fought all the way back. Those 2 red zone stops for field goals in the first half. Cole Johnson's thrown 2 third-quarter touchdowns, and JMU leads 14-13. 15 minutes to Frisco for the winner tonight when we continue. Well, we go to the final 15 minutes from the Fargo Dome tonight. Semifinal number 1 of 2 this weekend in the football championship subdivision, and they're playing for one of those beauties right there. North Dakota State and James Madison, the 2 most dominant teams in the last decade of FCS football, clashing here tonight. And Matt Entz's team goes to the 4th quarter. Curt Cignetti's team is 11-0 this year when leading after 3. And they do by a point as we welcome you back. Miller on first down to start the frame, and it's Lipke again. Big catch by Lipke. And into James Madison territory to the 26, and Sam Kidd the tackle.
Did you think they were going to do anything different? They're going to go to the guy who's been pushing him through this game. He's been carrying his team the entire game. Hunter Lipke has shown the ability to go out there and move this offense by himself. These personnel packages. Yes, it was. He's out there by himself. Shown ability to run routes, catch touchdowns, and they run the rock.
Lipke hops in at the running back spot. He'll take the carry here. Drive it down to just inside the 22. Azanama, the linebacker, the stop for James Madison.
Great pass on the outside. He was all by himself. They got mixed up in personnel packages, didn't know who needed to cover him, and he was wide open on the outside. This is what they're good at. You know, they have the autonomy to go out there and put him at different positions, whether it's a wing, slot, running back, fullback, wing position. This is where he's good at. His ability to play all different areas in the offense.
144 total yards for Lipke. Miller going to throw for Lipke again. Touchdown!
One-on-one with the linebacker, their best cover linebacker, and Devontae Tucker Dorsey. Hunter Lipke taking control of this game. Watch this one-on-one. Ran straight through the offensive line and had one-on-one with the linebacker. He just got lost in there. Linebacker didn't know what his assignment was, and there he is for the touchdown. He's got hands, he can block, he can run the rock. He's versatile.
They're going for 2, and now a flag has been thrown. Matt Ince was trying to. Here's Scott Broadway.
Delay a game. Offense.
Boy, Ince is hot.
He has given him an earful.
Well, he's contesting the delay of game call. And now they'll kick for the point. So here is Jake Reinholz, a senior from here in Fargo. They wanted to go for 2 to make it a touchdown difference. Instead, have to settle for the point here. And the kick is away to make it a 20-14 score. So, a little bit of dirt in the details after the second touchdown catch of the night for Hunter Lipke. Beautiful throw from Miller. North Dakota State back in front early, quarter 4. It's on. Cotton Bowl Classic, Capital One Orange Bowl. But here we're trying to see who goes to Frisco, Texas as one of the finalists in the football championship subdivision. North Dakota State's just retaken the lead at 20-14, but Barrett, Matt Ince had every intention of going for 2. And the inability to get that play run and then having to take a delay of game forced him to kick for the point, and the lead is 6 when he was trying to make it 7.
They didn't reset the clock. In fact, the officials stood over the football, which means they could snap the ball even if they were on the line of scrimmage.
Reinholz will kick it away. Relatively short kick. It'll be handled by Solomon Van Horst. Trying to get ahead of steam. He cracks the 25 to the 28, and that's where Cole Johnson from the 757 Barrett down in Virginia Beach, who has been spectacular in the second half for Cignetti's Dukes.
We're talking about neck roll football. It's the 4th quarter. Who's going to Frisco? This is where we are. You got 2 teams with only 1 loss, perennial powerhouse teams, and this is exactly what you watch football for. These 2 teams battling out to go to the championship game.
Latrell Palmer's had a big second half. He has sparked the run game. Johnson will throw on first down. This is Thornton trying to circle to the near side, breaks the 40 to the 41.
And that's their inability to stop them in the run, which caught them out there one-on-one with one of the receivers.
Let's go downstairs to Lauren.
Guys, I want to talk about the confidence of Cole Johnson, and it starts with the new quarterbacks coach, Tino Sinceri. He comes from Florida State and Alabama, working with guys like Mac Jones and Tua Tagovailoa. And Cole Johnson told me the light really came on for him this year. Tino has really helped him understand how to be a quarterback, and his transformation has been the catalyst for his confidence. Now, we saw in the last drive some of that confidence and his ability to run the football. Perhaps we'll see more of that here in this drive. That confidence is certainly a key for him.
Yeah, it looked like he took a ding of it a little bit in that first half with the interception on the missed throw, but has rallied here in half two, and now a big 2nd and 12. Dumps it down, and this is Van Horst near midfield. 3rd and short coming up. Jaden Price, the corner, was there to challenge.
This offense has got that safety from staying back deep, making him and forcing him to get down in the box to stop the run.
Pretty big 3rd and 1 here. The Dukes tonight, when it's 1 to 3 yards, have hit their only shot. They're 3 of 7 total. Pair of tight ends on the wing to the right. And now a timeout. Think Kurt Cignetti knows it's big? You bet he does. So does Matt Ince and North Dakota State. We're going to take it with them at the Fargo Dome. We come back, a huge 3rd and short in this FCS semifinal. 4 previous meetings between North Dakota State and James Madison have all been heavyweight fights. A year after the Dukes pulled the upset at the Fargo Dome, they met in Frisco, Texas. Bruce Anderson rushed for 63 yards and a score. Darius Shepard a touchdown catch, but it was a defensive stand late. Stop me if you've heard that before. Yeah. North Dakota State a winner and the national championship 17-13. Here's a 3rd and 1 and the pistol for Johnson with Palmer behind him. And Latrell Palmer gets the carry and the first down.
Just great running the ball. Little read option. I don't think they had any intention on throwing it. I thought they're just going to hand it off to their big back, Latrell Johnson.
So 1st and 10, ball in North Dakota State territory.
Latrilla Palmer on the play.
Bison, 46-yard line. Palmer again, no play fake, and a throw and a sliding catch, and another big grab by Thornton.
I like what this offense is doing. They're running crossing routes inside of this matchup zone defense, and they're able to cross the field and be open on the play.
North Dakota State bench red hot about a no holding call on the play that results in the first down. Ball at the 35, and practically 3 minutes gone in this 4th period of play.
The crowd's not too happy with it either.
Three receivers and Palmer will get the handoff and runs right into the arms of the linebacker Jackson Hankey. Hankey is a phenomenal story. He shared with us, Barrett and Lauren, this week that this is it. When this ends, I'm done. I poured all I had into it. I've got bigger things other than football I want to pursue, and some of it related to his faith. Just a fascinating visit with this young man from Park River, North Dakota. 2nd in the full 10. Johnson out of the backfield, Van Horst the catch. And touched out of bounds, shy of the 30-yard line. Lauren?
Guys, it is absolutely loud in here. The decibel meter was shown there on the big board, and it pegged up over 100. Absolutely incredible from the crowd and the energy. They're all getting into it, and this is a real problem for JMU. And Tino Sinceri said earlier, he said, we have to maintain our emotion. It is going to be up and down this entire quarter, and it's going to be important for us to do our job and play with consistency.
JMU 4 for 8. Johnson on 3rd down, up in the pocket, and he goes down. Tony Pierce, the defensive end, got a hand in there.
Great pass rush up the middle. They kept him contained. Didn't allow him to run outside of the pocket. See, earlier on in the 3rd quarter, they allowed him to get out in the rushing lane and get crucial first down yardage. This time they rushed and closed the pocket in on Johnson, which kept him from running away on a play.
The 9th play of the drive will be a punt.
Special teams, we got to watch the fake on this play.
All hands on deck. O'Kelly trying to pin North Dakota State inside its 5, and they will. Boy, that is well done.
Great play.
MJ Hampton caught it on the carom right outside the goal line. 10 minutes to go in this semifinal. We expected a heavyweight fight, and these two are delivering tonight in Fargo. Terrific cover on the punt by James Madison, and North Dakota State's going to start all the way back toward its 2-yard line. And you know what? January 11th, 2020. Who's that guy? Trey Lance, that's who that is. 166 yards, 30 carries. Tell you what, Riley Stapleton had a couple of touchdowns for James Madison, but James Hendricks sealed the win. 28-20, and now up 6 points. North Dakota State off its own 2. And Lipke hit by Bryce Carter after a gain of 1. So these two, again, in this 5th meeting, and at least under the current circumstance, final meeting, Barrett.
Yes.
Because James Madison is headed to the Sun Belt as part of the expansion and realignment of that conference, and North Dakota State would love nothing more than to march on to Frisco in search of an 8th national championship. I formation, they'll give it again. Burrowing left side is Lipke, first down and more, out across the 15. Toward the 17 goes Hunter Lipke before Azanama, the linebacker, made the stop.
How big of a luxury is that? To hand it off to Lipke and know that he's going to fall forward for at least 3 or 4 yards on that play. And that play, he fell for a first down. That's just playing outside zone stretch play. He gets in behind his tight end and the front side blocking of that offensive line for the first down.
Ball to the 17. 14 carries, 91 yards. He's been the star tonight for the Bison. And here's Lipke again, powering away toward another North Dakota State first down.
That's the greatest play in football right there. That's number power. That's what we call 15 power. You double team the front side, whether it's a deuce block or a tray block, and pull the backside guard on this play. Watch this, they double team the front side, wash everything down, pull the backside guard, he just run up in behind him, find the hole. This is big time, big boy football. Get your neck roll, and let's run in behind that big offensive line and tight end.
Boy, they've ordered this one up for you, special delivery tonight, because here goes Lipke again.
This is just poetry in motion. I mean, this may be my last game I'm calling this year. I cannot believe I'm enjoying this game this much. I told you right at the break, I have butterflies right now because I want to play. This is big boy football. I know what it is to play behind a running back like that. I had Jerome Bettis, and running in behind him, you know, was 3 yards in a cloud of dust. This is virtually the same thing right here. I'm loving this.
Well, Hunter Lipke's gone over 100 yards tonight on 16 carries. He's got career highs in total offense tonight because he's got 3 catches for 89 yards. And that time, JMU rallied to the football with Carter the end. He's been fantastic tonight for Kurt Cignetti.
Yes, he has definitely been a major factor in how they're trying to run this defense. They're trying to get everybody up through and make these running backs bounce instead of running north and south. That's how you stop run plays. That penetration allows you then to slow those running backs down. That means they have to gather their feet, and once they gather their feet, they got to restart. And when you have bigger backs like Lipke, it's hard for them to restart.
Here's Quincy Patterson in at the quarterback spot now. And Patterson will keep it. Slides right through the middle of the field and pushes it to the 37. So you're looking at 4th and short here with 6:44 and counting. And Matt Entz has his punt team huddled up in front of the Bison bench.
Trying to run as much off clock as they can before giving the ball back to JMU's offense.
He can work it down to almost 6 minutes, maybe 6:10. A little less than that if they choose to. Snap back and the punt away from Steindorf. And Sroba holds onto it on the fair catch at the 31-yard line. Well, just ahead of 6 minutes to go, and it's still a 6-point ball game. And my goodness, you have an expectation about these two, and they are delivering here tonight. Don't forget the college football playoff semifinals, December 31st on ESPN and the ESPN app. First at 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific. Number 1 Alabama, number 4 Cincinnati. Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic in Dallas. And then it's number 2 Michigan. 3 Georgia, Capital One Orange Bowl. The winners meet in the national championship Monday night, January 10th on ESPN. JMU from its 32. And the first down give is Palmer. First down and more, out of bounds at the 49-yard line. It'll be a gain of 17 before Weber, the safety, shoved him out.
You know, I don't understand why they're playing the ends like that. They're rushing them up the field knowing that they're trying to run the ball. If I was a defensive end, I'm playing against this offense, I would stay and box in the open side of this offensive line, knowing that they're going to run backside and try to cut behind you.
Latrell Palmer up to 81 yards, and we got movement and a marker, and it's procedure against James Madison. Here's the early indication from this Southern Conference crew. 4th time tonight, JMU has been ticketed in pre-snap.
Coach Cignetti is about to pull all his hair out from all these pre-snap penalties.
Well, tell you what, his quarterback has been in pretty good shape. 12 of 13 in the second half, 106 yards, 2 touchdowns.
All in the second half.
First down and 15 after the penalty. Johnson looking to throw, and he'll be sacked. Flag has come in late behind the tackle. Lane Tucker was the guy to get to him. And the marker's thrown in. Now, did Tucker have a hand up around the head and neck area of Johnson on the sack?
There are 2 flags here, so.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 92.
It is on Tucker for the face mask.
Previous spot, first down.
So they will mark it from the 44. An enormous penalty against North Dakota State.
Yeah, you got
and
a
good
kid,
call.
Yeah, he's playing his heart out, you know, but you got to be aware of where your hands are.
Crowd back on its feet here in Fargo. Palmer trying to squeeze to the edge, bouncing off 2 and 3 tacklers and falling forward to just outside the 33.
Neck roll football, running the ball, constantly keeping his feet churning. That's what Latrell Palmer is doing. He's just running and falling forward every time he gets hit. Yards after contact is becoming a big factor for Latrell Palmer.
Latrell Palmer, who's become the key guy in the run game for James Madison after some injuries during the course of the season. Johnson to throw. Tried to get it to Palmer, incomplete. He was being forced. Mostart, the defensive tackle, was fighting through. So now 3rd down and about 2.5.
Now, earlier in the 3rd quarter, Johnson was able to evade the pass rush and run for first downs. This Bison defense needs to make sure that when they do rush, that they collapse the pocket.
Timeout asked for and taken. And James Madison will only have 1 for the final 4:28 of this semifinal. Kurt Cignetti, 60-year-old native of Pittsburgh, 3rd year at James Madison. He's 33-4, 11th year overall as a head coach, 130 after that victory last Friday night against Montana. He went 14-9 in 2 seasons at Elon, 2011 to 2016, 53-17 at Indiana University of Pennsylvania. It is there that the Cignetti football family name has caught its stardom. His dad, Frank Cignetti Sr., played North Dakota State in the Division II National Championship game and lost.
Wow.
Tonight, in order for him to try and win the Cignetti family a first national championship, he has to beat North Dakota State.
6 degrees of separation. It all comes back around to that name and Bison football.
After the timeout, third down, play fake. Johnson wants to throw. Shoots it to the far side. Van Horst the catch. First down, 25, 20, 15, and taken down out of bounds near the 12-yard line by Dawson Weber. In what might have been 2-down territory, Cole Johnson doesn't need it.
That's a great read by Cole. He hits the running back from out of the backfield, out on the wheel route, and he was one-on-one by himself. He made a play, got the extra yak yardage on the play. This is what you want. This is big boy football. Cole Johnson leading his team and making the plays when he needs to.
Johnson with better than 6,400 yards passing in his career, second all-time at James Madison. He'll look for the end zone, and Wells over the shoulder catch going out of bounds, and it is ruled incomplete. Heck of a catch by Wells. It won't stand. 2nd and 10.
Very, very close on the play. You can't have that safety over the top when this is just so small an area in which you're asking your receiver and DBs to work with. That is really close.
He hits out.
Yeah.
Van Horst in the backfield. Johnson looking again. Back across the middle. Tough catch in traffic. Solomon Van Horst, and he's tackled immediately. Wisniewski the tackle, the linebacker who checks out.
Crucial set of downs in the red zone.
Third down and 6 at the 7. Clock inside 3.5. JMU 5 of 10 tonight on third down. Johnson again looking, pressure coming, throws, end zone. Oh my goodness, what a pick! Destin Talbert, a sensational interception.
50-50 football. He's able to defend off almost like a basketball block out and make the interception on the play. Great play on the outside, great corner play.
Third interception of the year for the senior Talbert.
Dustin Talbert makes a sensational interception. We talk about big boy football. Cole Johnson, you know, I would do the same thing. I would take one-on-one with my big-time receiver, go one-on-one on that, expecting my receiver to go up and make a play. That is the right read for Cole. You got a 6'1", 191 receiver going against 5'11", 177 in Talbot. I'm going to put my money on my receiver being the bigger guy to out-jump the smaller DB.
An unbelievable pick by Talbot.
Senior might be playing in this last game on his field. Win or go home. This is the perfect situation for both teams. Win or go home. Like we stated before, this defense and Henke, he's saying this might be his last football game, or on January 8th might be his last football game.
Right.
But it's win or go home. A lot of seniors are playing their last down of football.
Well,
this is what playoff football is.
And these two continue to deliver. We've chronicled the 4 previous meetings tonight for you.
Sensational series of games against 2 perennial powerhouses in FCS football. JMU making the jump into FBS football. this may be their last opportunity to win a championship.
And here is Lipke, who can close this game. And immediately with 2:58 to play, James Madison uses its last timeout.
That's crucial. That is crucial.
Under 3 to go. Duke's out of timeouts. Hunter Lipke trying to close the show tonight at the Fargo Dome. Well, some kind of ball game tonight in the Fargo Dome here in North Dakota. And NDSU trying to get to Frisco, Texas. Last time out for James Madison with just under 3 minutes to go. An interception by Destin Talbert is the biggest play of the night. And here is Hunter Lipke, who's had a sensational evening, taking a 2nd down and 8 and picking up maybe 2 more. So 3rd down and 6 coming up. Quick reminder to you, the NCAA FCS champion will be crowned January 8th in Frisco, Texas on ESPN2 at noon Eastern. For more information, visit NCAA.com, the home for all 90 NCAA championships. And James Madison looking to see if they'll get the ball back. And the play clock and the game clock finally, well, now all of a sudden it's synced up and will go inside of 2 minutes, but it is 3rd down and 6 here, Barrett.
This is crucial for this Bison team. They've got to get the 1st down.
Are they going to take another timeout before they run the play here? Nope, they're coming to the line of scrimmage. 10 on the play clock for Cam Miller. Tamarick Williams in the backfield with him. You see the play clock. Here's Williams banging away, and he will be stopped at the 28, so it'll be 3rd down and 2. Jackson, the junior linebacker, the stop. And now the ball will have to be punted away with just about a minute to go on 4th down. Now, if I'm Matt Entz, am I punching a timeout here prior to my punt? By the way, James Madison partially blocked. Well, they blocked it. It led to a score earlier in this half.
This is crucial. You know, this is a tough decision for Coach Entz. They blocked one, and you know, going into this game, you know, they should have been able to run this clock out the way they've been running, consistent with that offensive line.
There's the timeout with 1:03 left. It's 4th down and 2, and a team tonight in North Dakota State that's run for 174 yards. They came in 2nd in FCS at 281 a game.
This prevent defense.
And Destin Talbert is still the star of the moment for the Bison.
Great play. Turn around, look at the ball, boxes him out, goes up and gets it one-handed. You know, these kids these days, they always practice this, one-hand catches. I've never seen so many guys do that before after Odell Beckham did it.
Mike Florentine snaps it. Here's the punt, wobbly towards Sroba. It'll take a big bounce, 29-yard line, and he will get out of bounds at the 33. So that's where the Dukes start with 55 seconds.
Down by 6 points.
And no timeouts.
This is where the 6th man, this Bison Stadium, Fargo Dome, have to be a crucial point and a crucial factor in this game. Can they get loud enough to make this offensive line of JMU make a mistake?
Solomon Van Horst will be the running back, with 5th-year senior Cole Johnson at quarterback. Johnson to throw on 1st down. Van Horst the catch, but it's in play and short of the 1st down. And the clock rolls, 44, 43, 42. Johnson dropping back again, now going to bail, cut it loose, and caught. Stepping out of bounds, Bracey in North Dakota State territory at the 42-yard line with 33 seconds left.
Great out route to stop the clock.
19-yard throw, We saw Cole Johnson early tonight, long before the game, working on stepping up in the pocket and throwing to the end zone from this portion of the field, Barrett.
He was actually on the 50, throwing to the end zone with ease, actually.
Van Horst stays in as the running back. 2-by-2 look for the Dukes. Bison bring 4. Johnson up in the pocket and incomplete to Van Horst. The backside receiver has been open more often than Matt Ince would care for tonight.
You're absolutely right. He's leaking out by himself. And for the most part, Johnson is able to deliver to him.
Beto got pressure on Johnson that time. It's now second in the full 10 with 26 seconds left. Johnson looking, dancing, stumbles, tackled inbounds. Third down, clock running. Javier Derritt.
There's a long route. Those receivers have to come from long passing routes.
5 seconds left, could be the final play. Johnson looks, hit as he throws. Ball game over. North Dakota State goes to Frisco.
Well, that's all I can say is wow. The tale of two tapes. A JMU squad played their heart out.
Two coaches shaking hands, knowing that these two sluggers stood in the middle tonight and threw haymakers at one another. But the team in green moves on.